It's a wonderful day for adventure and a quest for knowledge. We will want to embrace new experiences. We may be challenged, though, by a feeling of restlessness, a desire for freedom. But if we remain grounded, the energy today offers rewarding and enriching experiences. So let down your hair and go in search of new horizons, guided by your curiosity. Join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery, unlocking the path to transformation, embracing the energy, and moving forward today and every day. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. I send it right back to you. Welcome to your Daily Focus, July the 17th, 2024. Let's start with the numerology. So the 17 only makes it a greater day because this is where we can make the impossible possible. So as I was saying, we want to go on the adventure, go look for the opportunities to learn something new, something different, something that may put us on a brand new path. 1 plus 7 is an 8. The 8 energy is all about growing our prosperity, growing our stature. And if we look at the daily numerology, it'd be a 7 plus an 8 plus an 8, which gives us a 23. And the 23 is having a faith, a belief in ourselves and in a higher power, God, our angels, the universe, source. 2 plus 3 is a 5, and that is all about creating the giggles and the laughter and the joy and the harmony. It's about letting our self-expression out, allowing our inner child to play and roam freely. To allow our creativity to flow. Sun is in Cancer and the moon is in Sagittarius. Okay, and that surrounds us with a positive and enthusiastic attitude. It's a day to focus on the big picture. So think about where you want to go forward. And if you can't think of where exactly you want to move, then go out and search the world, okay? Who was it that said, I think it was St. Augustine, to tell you the truth. It was, gosh, I read it just not the other day. Oh gosh, it eludes me, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, the world is like a book, and if you never travel, it's really like just reading one page. I know I'm paraphrasing that somehow, but it's like get out there and see the world, see what it has to offer you. This is the kind of energy you want to do that. You want to go exploring. We're open to new opportunities. We're open to adventure. So this is a day to plan a trip. This is a day to go exploring. Enroll in a course, read or research a new topic, get out in nature. I mean, it's really endless. Go to some kind of cultural fair, learn about their culture. Take in the new experiences. Now, under this energy, we could become a little bit too optimistic, which would lead us down a road of unrealistic expectations. Or perhaps we may take an unnecessary risk or two. We may find it a bit harder to stay on task to fulfill our obligations and responsibilities. Or we may try and fit just way too much into the day and end up overwhelmed or with a scattered focus, and we really don't take in anything for the day. So, still, with this energy, if we ground ourselves, prioritize our tasks, set achievable goals, we will allow for great growth in our lives. And new beginnings can definitely take place. Okay, let's turn to the cards. Yeah, none of the planets are really talking, but we do have that Sagittarius moon shining down on us. And we do already have energy that we have walked through that we are still kind of dealing with. Let's see what the cards have to tell us. Our underlying energy for today is the Chariot. Okay, the Chariot is saying pull it back a little bit. We don't want to go too fast forward. So if you see something today, you just might just jump in 2 feet first, right? Just submerge yourself in it. And that might not be the best way. Tip our toe in the water, check it out, try it out, see if it kind of fits us, suits us, we like it. It's got potential. That's great. But we don't want to just go rushing into anything. We want clarity. We want understanding. We want knowledge. We want to be able to know a couple of steps ahead here. We don't want to just, the Sag moon will just allow us to skip from one opportunity to the next without blinking an eye if we allow it. And this card here says we need to pull it back. We need to think it through. So the grounded approach to the energy is definitely something that we have to go with today. So make sure you're taking care of your obligations, your responsibilities today. Make sure that you are planning your steps forward so you're not taking too much in, okay, and end up overwhelmed and just not really taking anything in at the end of the day. Okay, it's like, you ever have those days where you decided to reorganize the drawer and then you take everything out of the drawer and you're like, oh my gosh, these need new liners, these need to be painted. And before you know, you've got the whole kitchen ripped apart and you got the paint out and you're painting and you got the liners there and, and now you're overwhelmed because now everybody wants dinner and there's no counter space left because you've got all the cupboards emptied out as you redo them. That's kind of like the energy that we'll be experiencing today. Okay, it's about, we just go in that drawer for a spoon and the next thing we know, we've got a 2-week project all, everything's torn apart and we've got to complete it now, and it can be very overwhelming. So whatever it is in your life, I mean, that's just one way to describe the energy out of 1,000,001 ways I could describe the energy. So look at your own personal life and make sure that, when you take that spoon out and you say, I could paint those, they need painting, or they need, new lining in them or something, that you say, okay, so I'm going to put that on my to-do list. Let's get the spoon for now. Let's move on. So it's about self-discipline here a little bit, prioritizing our tasks so that we can set and achieve our goals. Our first card is the King of Swords. Well, the King of Swords, he's, once again, he's this energy that once he gets his eye on the prize, he doesn't hesitate. He holds that sword in the first position, ready to use it if anything or anybody gets in his way. He's willing to use that sword to hack a new path forward if there is no path available, that he will create his own. He's very, like almost hyper-focused on where he wants to go. And when we're hyper-focused on where we want to go, what happens is we forget that there's a whole bunch of people around us that are wondering now where we've gone, why we're not paying attention to them, why we're not showing up to do the things we normally do. And so we have to have that communication. We have to stop, or we're just so gung-ho on achieving something that we are stepping on other people's toes in order to do it. We're not going through the right channels. We're trying to take shortcuts. So all those things are actually a detrimental on a day like today. We want to slow it down a little bit. We want to take our time. We want to really infuse ourselves with this energy in a way that it has structure and it leads us exactly where we need to be. We have the Justice card. The Justice card is very much about removing what no longer is working. And we may see that today because we're going to get a little, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to meet that obligation. I don't want to fill that responsibility anymore. I don't like that job anymore. I don't like helping out over there anymore. And we're going to notice where what was once a wonderful thing in our life may not be so wonderful. So pay attention to that self-talk and be witness to how you feel about certain obligations and commitments. Maybe you don't need that obligation going forward. Maybe you don't need that responsibility anymore. Maybe you don't need to hold that control as tight as you have. Maybe allow somebody else to do it so that you have time to go on the adventure is what I hear. So maybe you're seeing where you have actually, put yourself in the rut. And now it's time to embrace exactly, what you want to embrace, a new path forward. I know I'm talking kind of back and forth here on this. That is about making a commitment to ourselves. That is about actually making the commitment, but the commitment to ourselves, our dreams, our passions, our joys, the people we love. So we may understand on a day like today exactly what is consuming our time or our energy or vitality or resources in a way that isn't necessary in our lives. It doesn't move us forward. It doesn't bring value into our world in any way. And be very much like the King of Swords and be willing to cut it out of your life. And we have the Page of Pentacles. So this is the big picture, and it is all about the big picture. That pentacle will never fit in somebody's pocket. It is so huge. So chances are we're dreaming it, a little bit bigger than we probably will be able to match. But that's okay. Because what if we only made 10% or 50% or 80% of that goal? It's still a big win, a big victory in our worlds. So we may be setting the stakes a little bit high on ourselves, but that's a good thing. Okay, that may motivate us to actually move towards that goal. And what if we did it? Okay, so this is, and don't worry so much about how you're going to do it. Okay, this card is definitely a card that says just grow the dream. Don't worry how it's going to show up and what you have to do in order to make it happen, but rather just allow yourself to sit there with the end result, to feel the happiness, to feel the joy, to feel the satisfaction, to feel the pride of a job well done, of mission accomplished. See people patting you on the back and shaking your hand and telling you what a great job you did. I knew you could do it, kind of energy. See the colors, see, what is around you, what surrounds you, who you are, but really tap yourself into the emotion of the completion of the goal, the dream, the desire. And with this card, it could be your best life ever that you're looking at. Now, a friend of mine sent a picture not too long ago, and they're putting a whole back room onto their house, which is gorgeous. And she was sitting there, and there's still the open beams and stuff like that. But she was sitting there and she took a picture of, it's funny how you want things in your life and you hope for things to come in your life. And then one day you find yourself sitting in that exact spot. And so this kind of energy can start. It can be the spark. That might not happen, it might take you years to actually meet that goal, to grow that dream to the reality you want it to be, as tangible as you want it to be. And that's okay. This is a day where the sparks fly. This is a day where we start the path. We don't end the path here. We start the path here. And when we keep that kind of in our minds, it's a little bit easier to dream it bigger because we know we don't have to do it all in one day. We don't have to do it all in 1 year. But right now, we need to grow that dream, envision that dream. And yes, go out there and see what is available to you to help you grow that dream. It could be a workshop. It could be a group that meets once a week at the library. It could be a website that you found that has so much information you could spend years there. Whatever it might be for you, go out and look for the opportunities, the adventures. Okay, still, it's very strong energy because we do have the Chariot and we do have the Justice both here today. So 2 major arcanas. When you think of the odds of 2 of them coming out, because we only pull 4 cards. And we've been getting that quite a bit, haven't we? So we have strong energy supporting us to chase after our dreams a little bit, to let our hair down and go in search of the adventure. Empowerment, 45 energy. So the 9 energy. The 9 energy is about completions, yes, but it's in order to make room for the new experiences. So maybe you see a new experience and you have to move some things around in your life in order to make the window of opportunity for it. But you are empowered on a day like today. Absolutely. The moment for respect for life and all living things, attuning to nature and to the creatures of the earth is at hand. Tune into the deep well of compassion that spills over readily to anyone who needs your help. You are being directed to take action, to remove difficulties, to resolve problems. Be receptive to guidance from wherever it comes from. Don't be surprised to receive support from unusual avenues. Be alert to seemingly random input, which will give you clues and ideas that may not have occurred to you earlier. Once you have picked up these signs, pursue them diligently and with determination. The potential for them will pay off is immense. As soon as you know what action to take it. As soon as you know what action to take. So I think the Chariot being here is one of, we don't know what action to take yet. Therefore, we're just not going to go fast forward and hope that we're right. But once we know, we go forward with a vengeance. With a vengeance. Okay. We'll get an animal card. Oh, no. Okay. It's gone. I thought it was going to tip over, but it did not. So let's see who does come out to greet us today. Look at this. Sing your song. Sing your song. Where is our, on the other side of the book? The bluebird. Sing your song. So our words today are sing, create, express, respect. A bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. Isn't it time you listen to the song in your heart? Bluebird tells you that you've been hiding, and now is the time for you to sing whatever song you feel. It doesn't necessarily have to be a happy tune if you're feeling sad. Honor your emotions and express them. However, Bluebird would prefer your song turn to one of happiness and high emotion. Bluebirds are gentle, non-aggressive creatures that tend to avoid confrontation and are patient with other kinds. If a bluebird feels threatened or is upset, it stands its ground and defends itself and its own kind. Bluebird has shown up in your reading because it feels as though you have allowed others to take what is yours, and now it's time for you to stand strong. The situation could have just arrived, or it could be an argument that has lingered for years. Respect what is said, but know that you need to respect your own stance too. Don't shoulder in others' problems if they're not taking the same kind of responsibility, and it's important to be patient and kind with your words. You have nothing to explain, nothing to defend. This is your life. By following the song within your heart, you will be guided. Any frustrations, conflicts arriving in your path are to teach you patience and make sure that you are truly listening and not becoming misguided. Because bluebird is associated with the color blue, it's often associated with the throat chakra and creative expression. Pick up a musical instrument, a pen, a paintbrush. If you feel you can't vocalize the song in your life, maybe another creative way will help you lift that song up so that you can finally sing your song. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.